Welcome to a new video, everybody. I hope you're doing well. I've been in the planted aquarium hobby for roughly 8 years now, and in this time I've tried a lot of different fertilizer brands. With some I had great results, and with others not so great results. But one thing that I haven't tried yet is making fertilizers from scratch. I always prefer to keep things simple, so that's why I usually go with something like this. These are the macronutrients, nitrate, phosphate and potassium in a nice big bottle, and with a simple pump I can just give my plants everything they need. I don't have to measure anything, and if I skip a few days or even a week, it's not really a big deal. But you guys know that lately we have been doing a lot of experiments with the Twinscape series. We have done some experiments with CO2, with substrates, low budget versus high budget, and the most recent one, tap water versus RO water. But we actually haven't done a fertilizer experiment yet, but that's going to change today. So one experiment that was highly requested by you guys was lean dosing versus estimative index dosing. Now I'm sure there's a lot of people watching that just went, "What?" So let's quickly go over these two different methods. The lean dosing method is what I currently use, and with this method you are basically just dosing very little. This method works best with a nutrient-rich substrate like aquasol, for example. So the three nutrients that plants need the most are nitrate, phosphate and potassium. These are so-called macronutrients. And with the lean dosing method, the substrate will provide most of the phosphate, a little bit of nitrate as well, but basically almost no potassium. Then the fish and other inhabitants produce waste, which is also nutrient for the plants, but again mostly nitrate and phosphate. So with the lean dosing method, you basically only dose the macronutrient potassium, because the other two are already plenty available. Of course, plants need more than just those three nutrients, so that's why we're also dosing the so-called micronutrients or trace elements, which consist of iron, copper, zinc and a few more ingredients. For me, the main benefit of this lean dosing method is slower plant growth. Basically what happens is that after a few weeks of setting up a new tank, the nitrate levels in the water column will start to decline. The plants have already used a lot of nitrogen that was released by the substrate, and because we're not dosing, those levels will get lower and lower. Now, I'm not an expert on this topic, but in my opinion, nitrate is one of the nutrients that really dictates how fast plants grow. Now you might be wondering, why would you want plants to grow slowly? Basically for two reasons. One, I have a lot of tanks up and running, and I don't want to trim the plants every week because that just takes a lot of time. Second reason is better colors, especially with red plants. Now this is a bit complicated to explain, so if you're wondering why low nitrates will improve the color of red plants, I suggest you watch this video. So that's the lean dosing method, and simply put, you're only dosing potassium and some trace elements. Then let's go over the estimative index dosing method. Again, I'm not an expert on this method, but from what I understand, this is basically the complete opposite of the lean dosing method. With EI dosing, you are adding all of the nutrients that plants need in excess, so more nutrients than your plants will be able to soak up. You have two bottles, one with your macronutrients and one with your micronutrients, and you dose them separately. So for example, Monday macro, Tuesday micro, Wednesday macro, Thursday micro, and so on until at the end of the week you perform a large water change to reset those nutrient levels again. The idea behind this method is that you provide the plants with everything they need, and they will never have a chance to develop any deficiencies that will hurt or slow down their growth. The plan for the next few weeks is to use the lean dosing method on one aquarium and the estimative index method on the other aquarium, and then see the differences. So a couple questions that I have are: 1. How much faster will the plants grow in the estimative index aquarium? 2. Will the estimative index aquarium have more algae development because of excess nutrients? 3. Will the plants in the lean dosing aquarium be more colorful? And 4. Which method is cheaper? I'm sure you guys will have questions as well, so go crazy in the comment section. Now I already have everything that I need for the lean dosing method, but I still need the fertilizer for the estimative index method, and this I'm actually going to make myself. So I got this estimative index kit from Planted Box, and full transparency, this product was sponsored and I did not pay for it. I will leave a link in the video description if you want to pick one up yourself. In this DIY kit we have potassium nitrate, magnesium sulfate, potassium phosphate, potassium sorbate and trace elements. So you would think that in order to do anything with these powders you need a degree in chemistry. Luckily, Planted Box makes it very simple for us, and inside the kit is a very easy to understand quick start guide, which tells you exactly how to make the stock solutions. All you need to do is follow the instructions, add the right number of scoops to each solution, and that's it. So with this DIY kit, I have everything I need to make a macro solution, a micro solution, and also an extra optional iron solution. For the macro solution, I need to add 6 scoops of potassium nitrate, half a scoop of potassium phosphate, and a third of a scoop of potassium sorbate. This last one helps to preserve the solution, so you can keep it for a long time. Optionally, we can add 10 ml of vinegar, and I'm guessing that this is again to help preserve the solution. Then it's just a case of filling the bottle all the way to the top with reverse osmosis water and shaking it well so everything is dissolved properly. The quick start guide says to use RO water, but I'm not sure how important that is and if you can use tap water as well. For the micro solution, 4 scoops of magnesium sulfate, 1 scoop of trace elements, and again a third of a scoop of potassium sorbate. Since this micro solution already contains some iron, I will not be making a separate iron solution. So now we have both fertilizers ready to go for our experiment. Now, to be honest with you, for my lean dosing fertilizers, I don't really use a fixed schedule. I kind of just dose randomly whenever I remember. Of course, for this experiment we have to be a bit more strict. So for the lean dosing tank, I'll be adding 1 pump of Marsilea micro every Monday and 1 pump of Marsilea potassium every Monday, Wednesday and Friday. For the estimative index aquarium, I'll be adding 6 ml of the macro solution on Monday and 6 ml of the micro solution on Tuesday. On Sunday, both tanks will get a 50% water change, and then the schedule repeats itself. At the time of filming this, it is a Monday, and both tanks were trimmed the day before. So it will be interesting to see how both tanks will develop from this point on. I'm not really sure what to expect from this experiment, so I also have no idea how long we should run it for. Right now I'm thinking somewhere along the lines of 30 days. As with every experiment, I will be taking pictures every single day to keep track of the progress. But that's it for this video. I'm very excited to see what's going to happen. Hope you guys are excited as well. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.